I see people all the time voting for people, not because of what they are as a person, but for what political leader they affiliate with. And I don't think that's right. If we as a nation pick the wrong person to run for government, we're going to suffer the consequences, including paying higher taxes, legalizing immoral practices, or even losing our freedom. We have to vote for values and the needs we need in this country, not because of what political party we see on the news. Don't vote because someone is running as Democrat or Republican. Vote because they stand for what is right and what changes we need in this country. You see this penny right here? It has Abraham Lincoln's face embedded onto it. This symbolizes our country. And the reason why Lincoln is because he was considered the common people's president. He fought for equality and paid the ultimate price. Lincoln was a great leader, and he was part of the Republican Party. And it wasn't the Republican Party that made Lincoln great, but it was his values, the context of his character, and the actions he took to make this country great. Today we're going to talk about three important concepts. First, we're going to talk about why political parties have little to do with finding the right political leaders. Second, we're going to learn how to vote for political leaders. And third, we're going to imagine if nothing is done to educate people on how to properly vote and how we can vote in a moral person running for office. Now, we're going to start with the first point here, which is political affiliations have little to do with finding the right political leaders in government who have strong moral values and support changes we need as a nation. You must understand, what if we vote in someone that supports legislations that cause negative changes to our country? For example, what if he supports businesses with negative externalities, like air pollution or human-killing robots? So let's not vote off of parties, but let's vote off of great leaders. I would like to quote the following article. What if we got rid of political parties, by Steve Allman. What voters today see is not a candidate or a set of political proposals, but a affiliation, Republican versus Democrat, a political label, conservative versus liberal, a symbolic color, red versus blue. Here's a definition of a political party from a leading American political scientist: an organization attempt to take control of the government. So a political party is attempting to take control of your government. Isn't it wise to vote for a leader who has good intentions and characteristics that support their claim? I think so. Political parties mean nothing compared to good intentions of our political leaders. I want you to ponder on the statements made by Caroline Fredrickson, the president of the Constitution Humane Society. She mentioned that political parties actually micro-target voters to win elections, and it's unconstitutional. So think about if you are micro-targeted with your political party. Or are you voting off of good character and past actions of your leader? Now for the next point, you may be asking, how do you vote for the right person for the government? The first step is to look for each person individually online. And you can ask the following questions when researching each political candidate. Do they have strong moral values? Do they do good in the community? Do they get the job done, and do they finish what they start? Did they deliver what they promised in the past? After you answer these 4 questions, you can easily make a decision. Now, here is some ideas for researching your candidate. You can visit vote411.org. Provides information about the job itself and the candidates competing. Click on a candidate and learn more about them, and hit compare to see the second candidate side by side. Also, you can, if you want to confirm a fact, you can also head over to factcheck.org. Now, here's the last point I'm going to make here. Imagine if nothing is done to educate people on how to vote. What if we lose our freedom, liberty, and our happiness by voting in someone immoral? Think about if the wrong person was voting into office and caused total devastation. They could increase taxes on the poor and middle class, causing poverty and crime, higher crime rates. Or what if we voted in a dictator like Adolf Hitler? Ugh. Or what if we voted in a candidate who wants to remove pollution restrictions, causing us to suffocate in the future due to greenhouse gases? It's not good. In the article, America is now the divided republic the farmers feared. Our forefathers foreseen immoral government as a threat. If a consistent partisan majority ever united to take control of the government, it would use its power to oppress minority. This is how previous republics had fallen into civil war. Oof. In conclusion, we talked about why political parties have little to do with finding the right political leaders. We talked about finding the right political leaders by voting. And we imagined, if nothing is done to educate people on proper voting, that we could lose our freedom, liberty, and our happiness. The point here that I'm trying to make in this speech is that sometimes if you're voting for just Republican and Democrat, you might not be doing the right thing. You might need to vote for what is right and what the leader can possibly do for this country. So let's encourage others to vote for candidates like we would do our business partner, our significant other. So no matter what immoral practices a political leader supports, there's always a negative effect that causes our nation to fall. But we have a choice. We could pick our nation back up by voting in moral leaders like Abraham Lincoln. So next time you vote, remember to hold on to your penny firmly and not onto your party affiliation.